120, 121. Deep learning. Nvidia GPUs are used in deep learning and accelerated analytics due to Nvidia's API CUDA, which allows programmers to utilize the higher number of cores present in GPUs to parallelize BLAS operations, which are extensively used in machine learning algorithms. 7. They were included in many Tesla vehicles before Elon Musk announced at Tesla Autonomy Day in 2019 that the company developed its own SoC and full self-driving computer now and would stop using Nvidia hardware for their vehicles. 122, 123. These GPUs are reused by researchers, laboratories, tech companies and enterprise companies. 124. In 2009, Nvidia was involved in what was called the Big Bang of deep learning, as deep learning neural networks were combined with Nvidia graphics processing units, GPUs. 125. That year, the Google Brain used Nvidia GPUs to create deep neural networks capable of machine learning, where Andrew Ng determined that GPUs could increase the speed of deep learning systems by about 100 times. 126. DGX. DGX is a line of supercomputers by Nvidia. In April 2016, Nvidia produced the DGX-1 based on an 8 GPU cluster, to improve the ability of users to use deep learning by combining GPUs with integrated deep learning software. 127. It also developed Nvidia Tesla K80 and P100 GPU-based virtual machines, which are available through Google Cloud, which Google installed in November 2016. 128. Microsoft added GPU servers in a preview offering of its N series based on Nvidia's Tesla K80s, each containing 4,992 processing cores. Later that year, AWS's P2 instance was produced using up to 16 Nvidia Tesla K80 GPUs. That month, Nvidia also partnered with IBM to create a software kit that boosts the AI capabilities of Watson. 129. Called IBM Power AI. 130, 131. Nvidia also offers its own Nvidia Deep Learning Software Development Kit. 132. In 2017, the GPUs RealSU brought online at the Riken Center for Advanced Intelligence Project for Fujitsu. 133. The company's deep learning technology led to a boost in its 2017 earnings. 134. In May 2018, researchers at the Artificial Intelligence Department of Nvidia realized the possibility that a robot can learn to perform a job simply by observing the person doing the same job. They have created a system that, after a short revision and testing, can already be used to control the universal robots of the next generation. In addition to GPU manufacturing, Nvidia provides parallel processing capabilities to researchers and scientists that allow them to efficiently run high-performance applications. 135. Inception Program. Nvidia's Inception program was created to support startups making exceptional advances in the fields of artificial intelligence and data science. Award winners are announced at Nvidia's GTC conference. As of March 2018, there were 2,800 startups in the Inception program. As of August 2021, Nvidia Inception has surpassed 8,500 members in 90 countries, with cumulative funding of $60 billion, USD. 136, 137, 138, 2018 winners. Subtle Medical, Healthcare. REFI, Enterprise. Kinema Systems, Autonomous Vehicles. 2017 winners. Genesis, Social Innovation. Athelis, Hottest Emerging. Deep instinct, most disruptive. Controversies. Maxwell advertising dispute. GTX 970 hardware specifications. Issues with the GeForce GTX 970's specifications were first brought up by users when they found out that cards, while featuring 4 GB of memory, rarely accessed memory over the 3.5 GB boundary. Further testing and investigation eventually led to Nvidia issuing a statement that the card's initially announced specifications had been altered without notice before the card was made commercially available, and that card took a performance hit once memory over the 3.5 GB limit were put into use. 139, 140, 141. The card's back-end hardware specifications, initially announced as being identical to those of the GeForce GTX 980, differed in the amount of L2 cache, 1.75 MB versus 2 MB in the GeForce GTX 980, and the number of ROPs, 56 versus 64 in the 980. Additionally, it was revealed that the card was designed to access its memory as a 3.5 GB section, plus a 0.5 GB one, access to the latter being 7 times slower than the first one. 142. The company then went on to promise a specific driver modification in order to alleviate the performance issues produced by the cutbacks suffered by the card. 143. However, Nvidia later clarified that promise had been a miscommunication and there would be no specific driver update for the GTX 970. 144. Nvidia claimed that it would assist customers who wanted refunds in obtaining them. 145. On February 26, 2015. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang went on record in Nvidia's official blog to apologize for the incident. 146. In February 2015, a class action lawsuit alleging false advertising was filed against Nvidia on Gigabyte Technology in the U.S. District Court for Northern California. 147. 148. Nvidia revealed that it is able to disable individual units, each containing 256 kilobytes of L2 cache and 8 ROPs without disabling whole memory controllers. 149. This comes at the cost of dividing the memory bus into high-speed and low-speed segments that cannot be accessed at the same time unless one segment is reading while the other segment is writing, because the L2 /ROP unit managing both of the GDDR5 controllers shares the read-return channel and the write data bus between the two GDDR5 controllers and itself. 149. This is used in the GeForce GTX 970, which therefore can be described as having 3.5 GB in its high speed segment on a 224-bit bus and 0.5 GB in a low-speed segment on a 32-bit bus. 149. On the 27th of July, 2016, Nvidia agreed to a preliminary settlement of the U.S. class action lawsuit. 147, offering a $30 refund on GTX 970 purchases. The agreed-upon refund represents the portion of the cost of the storage and performance capabilities the consumers assumed they were obtaining when they purchased the card. 150, async compute support. While the Maxwell series was marketed as fully DirectX 12 compliant, 151, 152, Oxide Games, developer of Ashes of the Singularity, uncovered that Maxwell-based cards do not perform well when async compute is utilized. 153, 154, 155, 151. It appears that while this core feature is in fact exposed by the driver, 156, Nvidia partially implemented it through a driver-based shim coming at a high performance cost. 155. Unlike AMD's competing GCN-based graphics cards, which include a full implementation of hardware-based asynchronous compute. 157. 158. Nvidia planned to rely on the driver to implement a software queue and a software distributor to forward asynchronous tasks to the hardware schedulers, capable of distributing the workload to the correct units. 159. Asynchronous compute on Maxwell therefore requires that both the game and the GPU driver be specifically coded for asynchronous compute on Maxwell in order to enable this capability. 160. The 3D Mark time SPI benchmark shows no noticeable performance difference between asynchronous compute being enabled or disabled. 160. Asynchronous compute is disabled by the driver for Maxwell. 160. Oxide claims that this led to Nvidia pressuring them not to include the asynchronous compute feature in the benchmark at all, so that the 900 series would not be at a disadvantage against AMD's products which implement asynchronous compute in hardware. 154. Maxwell requires that the GPU be statically partitioned for asynchronous compute to allow tasks to run concurrently. 161. Each partition is assigned to a hardware queue. If any of the queues that are assigned to a partition empty out or are unable to submit work for any reason, for example a task in the queue must be delayed until a hazard is resolved, the partition and all of the resources in that partition reserved for that queue will idle. 161. Asynchronous compute therefore could easily hurt performance on Maxwell if it is not coded to work with Maxwell's static scheduler. 161. Furthermore, graphics tasks saturate Nvidia GPUs much more easily than they do to AMD's GCN based GPUs, which are much more heavily weighted towards compute, so Nvidia GPUs have fewer scheduling holes that could be filled by asynchronous compute than AMD's. 161. For these reasons, the driver forces a Maxwell GPU to place all tasks into one queue and execute each task in serial, and give each task the undivided resources of the GPU no matter whether or not each task can saturate the GPU or not. 161. GeForce Partner Program. The Nvidia GeForce Partner Program was a marketing program designed to provide partnering companies with benefits such as public relations support, video game bundling, and marketing development funds. 162. The program proved to be controversial, with complaints about it possibly being an anti-competitive practice. 163. First announced in a blog post on March 1, 2018. 164. It was cancelled on May 4, 2018. 165. Hardware unboxed controversy. On the 10th of December, 2020, Nvidia told popular YouTube tech reviewer Stephen Walton of Hardware Unboxed it would no longer supply him with GeForce Founders Edition graphics card review units. 166. 167. In a Twitter message, Hardware Unboxed said, Nvidia have officially decided to ban us from receiving GeForce Founders Edition GPU review samples. Their reasoning is that we are focusing on rasterization instead of ray tracing. They have said they will revisit this should your editorial direction change. 168. In emails that were disclosed by Walton from Nvidia senior PR manager Brian Del Rizzo, Nvidia had said, your GPU reviews and recommendations have continued to focus singularly on rasterization performance, and you have largely discounted all of the other technologies we offer gamers. It is very clear from your community commentary that you do not see things the same way that we, gamers, and the rest of the industry do. 169. TechSpot, partner site of Hardware Unboxed, said, This and other related incidents raise serious questions around journalistic independence and what they are expecting of reviewers when they are sent products for an unbiased opinion. 169. A number of prominent technology reviewers came out strongly against Nvidia's move. 170. 171. Linus Sebastian, of Linus Tech Tips, titled the episode of his popular weekly one show, Nvidia Might Actually Be Evil, 172, and was highly critical of the company's move to dictate specific outcomes of technology reviews. 173. The popular review site Gamers Nexus said it was Nvidia's latest decision to shoot both its feet. They've now made it so that any reviewers covering RT will become subject to scrutiny from untrusting viewers who will suspect subversion by the company. Short-sighted cell phone from Nvidia. 174. 2 days later, Nvidia reversed their stance. 175. 176. Hardware Unboxed sent out a Twitter message. I just received an email from Nvidia apologizing for the previous email and they've now walked everything back. 177. 170. On the 14th of December, Hardware Unboxed released a video explaining the controversy from the viewpoint. 178. Via Twitter. They also shared a second apology sent by Nvidia's Del Rizzo that said to withhold samples because I didn't agree with your commentary is simply inexcusable and crossed the line. 179. 180. Improper disclosures about crypto mining. In 2018, Nvidia's chips became popular for crypto mining. The process of obtaining crypto rewards in exchange for verifying transactions on distributed ledgers, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, said. However, the company failed to disclose that it was a significant element of its revenue growth from sales of chips designed for gaming. The SEC further added in a statement and charging order. Those omissions misled investors and analysts who were interested in understanding the impact of crypto mining on Nvidia's business, the SEC emphasized. Nvidia, which did not admit or deny the findings, has agreed to pay $5.5 million to settle civil charges, the SEC stated in May 2022. 181. See also. San Francisco Bay Area Portal Companies Portal Fast Approximate Anti-Aliasing. General Purpose Computing on Graphics Processing Units. Nvidia G-Sync. Huang's Law. List of Nvidia 3D Vision Ready Games. List of Nvidia Graphics Processing Units. Molecular Modeling on GPUs. Vision. Nvidia Ion. Nvidia Shadowplay. OpenCL. OptiX. Project Denver. Notes. Officially written as Nvidia and Style.
Yes, let's stop the video. Because the video is just to split in 1 minute. So let's keep the video in but Nvidia, they make this super good gamer graphic cards, Nvidia GeForce, and we should be happy for that. Gamers all around the world, they're doing so much research to make this powerful graphic cards, make it possible to play all this super nice game with virtual worlds and super nice graphic and sounds. So they do some very good work in Nvidia GeForce. So I like to have some more graphic cards. But now I will stop the video.